Welcome back to another episode of Pan's Picks. This is the show where I go through an NFL team's schedule and decide the probability in which I think they're going to win each game week in, week out. At the end, they're going to add up into a win total that I can compare with Vegas odds. With me, as always, is high school yearbook collector Bill. Bill, you have quite the library.
Yeah, it's growing every year.
That makes sense. That makes sense. A new edition every year. That's great. There's always a sequel. Okay, who do we have today?
Today we have the Dallas Cowboys, 12-5 last season and first in the NFC East. Cowboys chose to lay low this offseason with not a lot of transactions. Does Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones think with an easy division they're guaranteed a playoff berth? The Cowboys haven't won a playoff matchup since the 2018-19 season, and the NFC East hasn't had a repeat division winner since 2004.
I do like that. How does division not get a repeat for that many years? Is it 18 years? Wow. Or 19 years? Incredible. Here we go. Let's look at the schedule. There it is in all of its Dallas blue glory. Week 1, Tampa Bay. Hosting Tampa Bay. I believe they started the season week 1 last year against Tampa Bay as well. And that was the NFL kickoff game, I think. Let's go with hosting Tampa Bay. We'll just do a 50-50. I'll pick Tampa Bay to win, though. Bill, 50-50, Tampa Bay to win? What do you say?
That one I had 0.25.
Oh.
I think that Tom Brady gets the season started early.
All right. He's going to be ready to go even with this time away for personal reasons, huh?
Yeah, everybody just needs a break when they're that old.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He took a break from being in the NFL for a few weeks. All of us were very excited about it, and then he came back. Week 2, hosting Cincinnati. I'll keep it at a 50-50, I think. I'm just going to keep ramming these 50-50s. They won 12 games last year, top offense in the league, and they have one of the weakest schedules, although these are good teams that we're starting off with. I think I'll take Cincinnati in Dallas for this one. Week 3 at the Giants. Let's go with a 7-5. Give the Giants a chance at Giants. Week 4, hosting Washington. 7-5. I don't think Washington's that bad. I think they're okay. I think they'll stick around in the game. Maybe Carson Wentz can have a good game that day, and they'll be around, but they probably won't win. Week 5 at the Rams. Let's go with a 50% chance. I'm going to stick with a 50, but I do think that the Rams will probably win. Bill, are you going with a 50, or are you sticking with that 25 like you did against the Buccaneers?
I will be going with that 25.
25. All right. Week 6 at Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia takes the next step. Let's go 50-50 on this one as well. But Philly, I'm going to take Philly on the win. Bill, Philadelphia at Philadelphia. You take Philly on the win, or are you taking Dallas on the win?
I will be taking Philadelphia at home, but I also had 50-50.
Very cool. Very cool. We're in the same boat. Week 7, Detroit, hosting Detroit. Let's do it a full 100. I don't think Detroit has a chance going into Dallas. Week 8, Chicago coming into Dallas as well. 100. Again, I don't think Chicago has a chance against Dallas. I think this first-ranked offense is going to make both those teams pay. Week 9 bye week. Week 10 at Green Bay. I think Green Bay's got their number, 25%. I think they're going to stomp. Oh, but it is also a hot pick. I don't need explanations of why this is a hot pick, but where are you at, Bill?
This is at Green Bay. Dallas is getting 4.5 points.
Oh.
Mike McCarthy faces Aaron Rodgers for the first time.
Oh, first time.
High expectations for both teams this season. They're both projected division winners, so this should be a really good matchup. I am going to take Green Bay, but I think it's going to be a close one. I might actually take Dallas with the points, but Green Bay still wins it.
Okay. Wow. Mike McCarthy returns to Lambeau Field to, in my opinion, get stomped by the Green Bay Packers. 25%. I hold true to this. I don't think McCarthy's got the number. I think Matt LaFleur is going to outcoach him. Week 11 at Minnesota. I think they go in, and we'll give them, I think we'll give them a 50-50, but I think Dallas wins. Bill, at Minnesota, what do you got?
At Minnesota, also a 50-50. I'm going with the home team. I think Minnesota has more weapons. They definitely have more weapons, and I think that's what edges the game out. Okay.
Week 12, New York Giants. Hosting the New York Giants. Let's give them, we'll give them just another 75% on that one. Week 13, hosting Indianapolis. I think Indy comes in strong. I think maybe Dak's like, oh, who's playing for who? We're both kind of silver, white, and blue. I can't really tell. Can't really tell who's on my team, who's on your team. He's gonna get confused, right? No, right? Maybe not. Either way, let's go with 50-50. Dallas wins. Bill, Indianapolis coming in Dallas. What do you got?
I have a 50-50, but I am going with Indy. I think after their bye week, minus that Giants game, they faced some pretty good running teams.
So you think Indy's going to keep running it down, or is going to run it down their throat?
Yeah.
Very cool. Week 14, hosting Houston. That is a 100% clean. Cowboys are going to win the battle for Texas this year. Week 15, at Jacksonville. I'll give Jacksonville a chance, 75% against Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson might be pulling together. Got Doug Peterson against the Cowboys, trying to get back his Eagles glory over his former division rival. Week 16, hosting Philadelphia. Oh, I'll stick with the 50-50. I'm going to stick with the 50-50 on that one, just like the one before, and I think I'll take Dallas to take this one. Bill, do you see Dallas taking the one at home after losing the one in Philly?
Yeah, I had 50-50, and I will go with the home team on that one as well.
Yeah, those are some serious toss-up games. Very exciting. Those will be really good games to watch. Week 17 at Tennessee. A hot pick. There it is. I like that. Okay. What makes it a hot pick?
Week 17 at Tennessee, Thursday night football. Dallas is +2. This is going to be the last test before the playoffs for this Dallas team. Dallas has a decent rush defense and a weak passing defense, very similar to the Titans. Dallas had last season a better passing game, but I think that Tennessee keeps the ball away from Dak. The matchup's going to be between Henry and Zeke, and I give it to Henry to just whittle down that Cowboys defense. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans to cover the spread.
Okay. I'll go 50-50 on this one, and I'll take Tennessee to win. I don't know about covering though. I don't think covering. I mean, well, this game is kind of funny. It really attacks me at 2 points. You know, you got Tennessee with the ground and pound team with the subpar quarterback, unless Malik Willis really shines out. He looked great in the preseason so far. But if it's Tannehill, I don't know. I mean, I'm more of a person to side with the big explosive passing offense that the Dallas Cowboys have shown to have. But I guess I'll give Tennessee the nod at home, but not the points. Week 18 at Washington. It depends on how good Philadelphia is. How good do I think Philly is? Does Dallas need this? I'm going to say Dallas needs it. So I'll give them a 75% chance to win because I think Dallas is going to need it. All right. Here we go. Let's see the final numbers. Where's Bill? Where's me? Where are the Cowboys? Where's Vegas? Here we go. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. I didn't think I'd be that high on the Cowboys. And I had a feeling Bill would be that low on the Cowboys. As he is what was it, Bill? A New York Giants fan?
You know it.
I know it. Okay, so what gets you to 875? You want me to start and tell you what gets me to 11, or do you want to tell me what gets you to 875 first?
I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see it. I just think that Dallas, they didn't do a whole lot in the offseason, and I think that the NFC East made some moves. I think that each team made some plays to better themselves. While Dallas lost a guard, they lost Amari Cooper, they lost their defensive end. So they had some pretty big changes for some stable players, and they didn't do a whole lot to replenish the backfill of the roster. So I think that with the way that this division has been up and down, I think that Dallas is going to come into the season cocky. They didn't do a whole lot. And I think that Philadelphia is actually going to be the one that is the division winner. I'm calling it right now.
Ooh, Philly as the division winner. I love the idea. I mean, I am not a Cowboys fan. I am genuinely not. And both those Philly games, I have them split, so I can most certainly put Philly at an 11 win or better than Dallas once it comes down to it as well. But I lean on to the Cowboys as the superior passing. I think Dak Prescott gets a lot of crap for not being good enough in a lot of ways, but I think he is good. I mean, you don't score the most points in the NFL, and you don't have the number one ranked offense without being at least okay. I mean, they're in the NFC East. They might have an easy, can't remember their strength schedule from last year, but a big thing about this 11 is it is a soft 11. This is an ace right here. This is a soft 11 for me because they're playing Detroit, Chicago, Houston, and then the NFC East and Jacksonville. They're playing Detroit, Chicago, Houston, Jacksonville, and the Giants in Washington. Those are right there 8 wins that I can easily see them getting. And then you've got teams like Tennessee, Indianapolis, Philadelphia, or games like Tennessee, Indianapolis, Philly twice, in Minnesota that are much less, great teams as opposed to the Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Rams. Those are obviously stronger teams who made it, further in the playoffs and win their divisions and things like that. So their 11, like I said, it's a very soft 11. You could give them a different schedule, and I can easily see them being more towards like 9.5 to 10 because, I mean, they're just being gifted. Adding on top of all of this, Detroit, Chicago, and Houston are at home. They don't have to go anywhere to play these subpar teams. They just get to stomp out, bad teams at home. And if they can't do that, then they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I could see them making the playoffs and being the worst 11-win team in football. And being worse than some 10-win teams. But since Philly would also play, they're also going to play teams like Detroit, Chicago, and Houston, and Jacksonville. They might not have them at home, but they are going to play those games as well. So they will be given, the same opportunities. And actually an even better opportunity because they will not have to play Tampa Bay, and they will not have to play the Rams. They'll be able to play, I'm guessing, New Orleans and I don't know, whoever came in second. Would that be Arizona? So I can see it. I can see Philly still beating them. I could see a lot of wins coming out of that division, considering that the other two teams I think are substantially worse than them. That's where I'm at. I can see why Vegas had a 10.5. First time I saw 10.5, I was like, well, 10.5. I mean, that's pretty high. That's one of the higher Vegas odds. It's one of the highest teams. And strength of schedule is making that abundantly clear to me because I don't love Mike McCarthy. They did lose Amari Cooper, but I do think that they'll still have a very strong offense regardless of those changes. And I think Trayvon Diggs takes another step, and he can continue to be a very opportunistic cornerback that, hey, turnover ratio is one of the biggest indicators of win and loss. Any final thoughts, Bill?
Yeah, and last season, just to touch on all of those wins, it was they played the NFC South.
Yeah.
So that was three gimmies right there. They lost to Tampa Bay. Everybody that had a decent team, Kansas City, Vegas, Arizona, they all lost to those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they do get a soft schedule, as you say. But, are they tested? If you go back a season before, it definitely didn't look the same way, but they also had Andy Dalton starting. So,
but they even started off rough that year with Dak Prescott. They start 1-3, but he was also passing for on pace for 6,000 yards. It was something insane like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was 2-3, and he had over 400 yards in 3 of the games before getting injured.
Yeah, and then he was injured, and then the team fell off. But like I said, when it comes to winning the East, Philadelphia is most certainly in play because they still have the very easy strength schedule. I don't know if they're the same, but I'm pretty sure the last 4 teams is the NFC East because of the fact that they play the AFC South and the NFC North, which are the 2 worst divisions just through and through because both those divisions only have Minnesota's considered fringe playoff or low playoff teams. Same thing with Indianapolis, can be fringe. Tennessee can be fringe. The only good team is Green Bay, and then there are 4 really bad teams that they get to play, and then they're also in the NFC East. They have 2. That's 4 other games against teams that are not considered to be good, maybe middle of the road to bad at best. So it's an interesting schedule, but I don't see them going far in the playoffs. They can make the playoffs. I think both those teams, I think Philly and Dallas could both make the playoffs just because of the schedule. And I don't think that either of them could be considered really that great statistically, although Dallas did have the number 1 offense in points and yards. So we'll see how that all folds out without Amari Cooper. Or do you think that Amari Cooper was actually holding Prescott back, and now it's time for him to take his next step to become a top 3 quarterback in the league, join the likes of Mahomes and Rodgers? Or do you think you're kind of more with Bill? You think they're going to kind of middle and flounder and maybe just win against Detroit, Chicago, Houston, and lose to Indianapolis, Philly twice? Maybe they even slip one against the Giants. Lose to the Vikings? Maybe. Is that how you see it happening? Are you a Dallas Cowboys hater or are you a Dallas Cowboys fan? Let us know in the comments. Tell us what you think about this Dallas Cowboys team. Whether you think that they're going to win their games, you can go through the entire schedule yourself. 0, 25, 50, 75, 100% chance of winning each game. You make the decision. You come up with the win total, and you post it in the comments, and you let me know who you think or how well they're going to be and why you think that. Which games are important to you? Tell us your hot picks as well. Which games you think are most exciting? Which games you think that they're going to win? Which games you disagree with the most? Do you think that Justin Fields is actually going to pull it out and that should be a 50-50? I'm not sure. But let us know in the comments. And as always, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.